What's going on, y'all? It's your boy GP, and it's time for another Top 5 Tuesdays. And for today's Top 5, I was inspired by a purchase I made recently. I am the proud owner of an Xbox Series S, and I'm very happy that I got it because I haven't played video games in a long time. The last gaming console I had was the Nintendo Switch, and there's some cool games on the Nintendo Switch, but they ain't what I want. I had Mario Kart, I had Mega Man, and that was pretty much it. That's all I wanted Metroid Prime 4, but Nintendo playing around, they don't want to put it out, so I had to let it go. I'm like, this thing is a paperweight. I'm not playing it, so I had to give it back to old GameStop. Today's Top 5 Tuesday is top 5 favorite video games of all time. Now, are they the best games ever made? No. But they are games that made me happy. They're games that represent a moment in time. They're games that are, my favorite games. I ain't got to play them ever again, but they remind me of good times. So here we go. Coming in at number 5, and I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I usually really think about it, what my ranking is, but I'm going to just do this off top of the noggin. You know what I'm saying? So coming in at number 5, I'm going to give that to Sonic Adventure 2 for the Dreamcast, only because the Dreamcast was a moment in time. So the Dreamcast was a revolutionary video game console. I think it was the first console that had online support. Not that I used it, not that I wanted. I mean, not that it mattered to me. You know what I'm saying? But I was and still am a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan. And so Sonic had a game, I wanted to play it. So I got Sonic Adventure 1, and that was a lot of fun. But Sonic Adventure 2 took it to new levels because the graphics were better. They had cool characters. They had Shadow. They had Rouge the Bat. No fishing in this game, so that's fine with me. Sonic Adventure 2 was a really fun game, and it was in outer space. The ending was whatever. But Sonic Adventure 2, I'm gonna give that number 5, and it just reminds me of being a kid having a Dreamcast. The little VMU system, the memory card, you could play it like a game. That was kind of dope, So shout out to the Dreamcast, shout out Sonic Adventure 2, shout out to the Sonic team, Let me see. I'm trying to think of my number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Metroid Prime number 1. The original Metroid Prime came out on the GameCube. It was my first Metroid game I ever played, and I'm a fan of Metroid because of Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime introduced me to Metroid, the story of Samus, and it's a sci-fi adventure. There's a lot of exploration in the game, and there's of course a lot of shooting. You got to fight aliens in the game. You got to fight aliens, and you got to uncover secrets of the environment. It was an adventure game, and it was a lot of fun. That is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm coming in at number 2 is Halo 3. Halo 3, why Halo 3? Not 1, not 2, not 4, not 6, not 5. I don't know why I got my numbers mixed up, but I did. Halo 3 because it represents college to me. I remember, and I never owned Halo 3. I might have owned it digitally on my Xbox 360. But so let's go through it. Halo 1 came out. Shout out to my brother Russ, my cousin. He had the original Xbox. He had Halo, and they used to call it Halo. But anyway, he had the original Halo, and it was too hard because I didn't understand, with first-person shooters, the two joysticks, and it was really, really tough. And then I played Halo 2, and then Halo 3 comes out, and me and my roommate in college, Brandon, we went to a GameStop, and that was my first midnight release, and they released the game, and they had Halo-themed Mountain Dew for everybody, and I think they had like other snacks and stuff, but I still got that can, and It's like a souvenir, and it's been with me all over the all over all my apartments and stuff like that. But I remember because Brandon got the game. He bought the game, and it was me and him playing it, just me and him. That was, we had 2 other roommates, but only me and him would play it. And we popped that thing in the first time, and we played against each other, and we was like, graphics ain't gonna never get better than this. This is the most incredible set of graphics I've ever seen. This is amazing. We played a lot of matchmaking. We played, we played against people online a lot. And because of Brandon, I got pretty good at Halo. I was doing okay with Halo 2, but there was some tricks of the trade that he helped me learn. But we played Halo a lot. And we play Halo 3 a lot. So shout out to Halo 3 coming in at number 2 on my list, right? Is that 2? Yeah. And coming in at number 1 is Bioshock Infinite. A lot like Metroid, I like exploration, and I like discovering new things, and I like the story. The story of Bioshock Infinite is incredible. There's a lot of, depth to it, for lack of a better phrase. There's a lot going on in the story, and and it's just not just run and shoot and kill and try not to get killed and stuff like that. It's it's a deep metaphorical story about life, and about and like in fiction there's this, the multiverse, and there's always a lighthouse. Those who play the game, there's always a lighthouse. So I didn't know what that means. So Bioshock Infinite, the third of the Bioshock video games, is my favorite game of all time. And it was a fun game. Not just because the story was deep, but it was a very fun game. The weapons were cool. The powers were cool. And I want to give a shout out to Troy Baker, the incredible voice actor who gave one of the main characters, Booker DeWitt, the voice. That was incredible. I think I'm going to give Sonic 2 honorable mention just because it was the first Sonic game I ever owned. I didn't own Sonic 1. I had a Sega Genesis, the 32-bit, back in the 90s, and Sonic 2 was one of my favorite games. It might be Sonic and Knuckles, though, because you could play as Knuckles. And that was some revolutionary technology, because they had cartridges back then. You could pop the top of the cartridge and put another cartridge on top of it, and that would change the game. That was next level stuff back in the day. So you know what? I'm going to change it up. My honorable mention is going to be Sonic and Knuckles. And that's my top 5 video games, y'all. So let me know if you got a top 5 you want me to do. I'm always interested in opinions and thoughts, and let me know what your top 5 video games were. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, and they're far better games than these games here, but it's about the feeling that you got when you played the game too. How fun the game was, and the feeling you got the moment in time around the game also. So these games bring a lot of nostalgia to me, and I'm a nostalgic cat. I'm gonna say Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was really cool. The art was beautiful, and it wasn't too tricky switching your characters out. You had 3 characters on each side, and you could switch them out whenever you want. And the art style was cool, and my favorite character was Cable. I used Cable a lot. Cable, Iron Man, Ryu, and it was in the arcade too, and a lot of people lost a lot of quarters on that game. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be number 2. That's gonna be number 4.